Hi, I'm Mark Steury, and this is my wife, Jamie Steury, and we are making the move over to Zambia, Africa as full-time missionaries.
We're super excited, can't wait, and we know that the Lord's going to do great things.
Both sets of my grandparents moved over to Africa as missionaries from America. My parents met at boarding school over there. They ended up getting married and going back to the mission field after they had raised a family. So graduated senior year of high school and made my way back over there for a little bit. That's when I knew God had more plans for me there. And the Lord slowly worked it in Jamie's heart that she now has a passion for it and a heart for the people. I think our location is just due to historically where my grandparents were in Congo, and they got run out of Congo by the rebel soldiers back in the day, with my mom, 12 years old, being one of 5 kids and a prisoner of war more times than she could count. Before then, they finally, made the move over the border into Zambia. We're just south of the Congo border in Zambia. And my grandparents bought a trucking yard out there, and it was a pastor school. So that pastor school is called Kafakumba, and it was started in Congo with 4 pastors on a log and my grandpa teaching them. And my grandpa had the same attitude. I think that's largely what it is the cloth that I'm cut from. But my grandpa, on my mom's side, he just went to the missions board. He's like, what do you guys need? And they're like, we need somebody in Congo. He's like, what do you need in Congo? They're like, a pilot. So he's like, okay, I'll learn how to fly planes. So he was doing medical runs, supplies and everything. And then my other grandpa, my dad's dad, he was about to enlist in the military, and he just felt like God was telling him no. And he didn't know why. He'd been telling everybody for such a long time, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm gonna do. And then as he was about to get on the bus, he's like, is it too late to back out? And he's like, no, not until you get there and you get sworn in or whatever. And then God called him to be a doctor. He was the first surgeon out there in Kenya and working alongside a couple nurses there to keep people alive, pretty much. I mean, these people were coming in. There was the Kipsigis and the Maasai, the stereotypical men with the red, big red plaid robes. That's all they're wearing. They have a spear in one hand. They got a sword on their hip. They got a shield in the other hand. And these people are at war with each other, the Kipsigis and the Maasai. So these people are coming in with arrow wounds, with barbed arrowheads that literally come off the shaft as soon as you try and pull it out, and they're poisoned, and there's no surgeon. So my grandpa, again, this is where God gets the glory. He was not qualified to do all of these surgeries. My grandmother was literally sterilizing the surgical equipment in the pressure cooker on her stove for him to take up to the clinic, and he would have an African hold a textbook open, and he'd be reading the textbook and praying as he did the surgery. And the first one that came across his patient table, he said to God, he's like, if this patient dies, I'll never try this again. Like, this is outside my scope, and I'm aware, but if he dies, I will never do this again. And my grandma tells me, she's like, and they just kept living, and they just kept living. And now there's a 5-story cardiothoracic hospital being built by Franklin Graham over there at the end of the year. And it will be the largest cardiothoracic hospital in all of the continent of Africa because of his obedience. So when you have a grandparent like that, it's really inspiring to see what a little obedience and hard work can do in the hands of God. I mean, little is much in his hands, and it's just really cool to see not only my grandparents, but my parents are over there serving right now and continuing this mission. So we aren't trying to, it's a lot easier for us to go over than it was for them with machetes hacking through the bush or whatever. But it's a beautiful thing when you have generational missionaries, because you get to pick up where they left off and continue, and it grows and it grows. And in the Bible, it talks about generational curses and blessings. Well, this has been like a generational blessing. And God has just like breathed on it, affirmed it, just been like, absolutely, I love what you guys are doing. And he keeps opening doors. And until the day that he stops opening the doors, we're gonna keep walking through them.
We're reading one of the books right now, and it's so cool to like see the faith that they had and the steps that they took, and just like we're in the same shoes, young newlyweds being married, about to go on the mission field. And it's just super inspiring to see the people that have come before you. And
I was just getting news this morning of the famine that's going on over there. There was like a huge drought, like rainy season ended a whole month early. And so all these people are like going without, it's a state of emergency in the country right now. So it really, I realize how much I have a heart for Zambia, because my heart literally hurt. I was like, I just need to start praying like for Zambia. Like this is so sad, but it's so beautiful that God cares so much about somebody on the other side of the world, that he's stirring it in our hearts to like go over and help. Our clinic and school are actually right between two larger villages of some pretty, impoverished people over there. They might not have like real walls or electricity in their house, but large communities that are underprivileged and need to be served. So that our location is really strategic in that we're able to serve both of those large communities well. I will be working in the clinic there that we're starting, bringing doctors and surgeons and nurses and teams to serve in our clinic, serve in our school, maybe put on a VBS for the kids and really just brighten up their lives. But at the same time, I realized that there's a need over there, and it would take me a really long time to go back to school to become a doctor. I'm a nurse right now, and I was like, I think I can do a whole lot more by bringing people together that want to serve. So my parents kind of spoke that over me, and that's kind of where I found my strength, and it's already happening. I just got this plastic surgeon to commit, and he was sending me over all these pictures of before and after, and I mean, you're talking a woman with the back of her head this large, and they're literally chopping the whole tumor off, wrapping her up. A man with his teeth coming out of his upper lip, and now they've totally fixed that. A tumor this size out of somebody's head, and now these people can go back to a normal life without getting made fun of, without being, exercised from the community. And it's so impactful when you can see such a dramatic change in these lives.
I'll be working in the school there, Kafakumba Christian School. All the kids that are going there would otherwise not be going to school. Most of the kids possibly don't have homes to go to, they don't have parents, and now they get an education through donorship. They get 2 meals a day, they get free health care, their whole lives are being changed. So every year we've added a grade, and we're now building a high school, which is so exciting. These kids' lives are completely being changed, and it's really awesome that we're gonna go over there and be a part of it. I'm gonna be helping in like administration-wise with the school, and just super excited.
We've just been praying for God to get us ready in every way to be able to fully make the biggest impact we can over there.
I grew up in a Christian household, and the Christian church, the Christian school, and I never felt equipped enough to like go and do that, or that's someone else's role. And it's like, no, God calls you. God calls you to step out in faith. You just need to be a Christ follower and take a step.
The beautiful part about it is, in our weakness, his strength is made perfect. He gets all the glory because we don't have all the qualifications per se. But our willingness and just showing up and saying, God, I want to be used in a big way. Not a lot of people are saying that to God, and he's looking for them. Thank you so much for your generosity. Everything that we do, you guys are a part of. Through your prayers, through your support. If we could just ask you guys to pray for us. For those of you that are looking to share your generosity and support even more, we have a QR code right here where you can directly support both the ministry of Jamie and me, or you can support with money going directly to Kafakumba Clinic, where I'll be working, or Kafakumba Christian School. So thank you guys so much. We love you.